It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for Season 10 of The Walking Dead. In this video, we're going to be looking at a new theory regarding Season 10 and how they might be remixing the comic storyline. So the theory is that Connie will be getting Andrea's comic death. Now for non-comic readers, Andrea at this time frame in the storyline had a pretty big death. Again, for non-comic readers, in the comic book, Rick was with Andrea. Andrea was Rick's love interest. They were actually married at that point. So, of course, in the TV show, it's Michonne and not Andrea, but Rick is not there. So, the big question is who's really going to get that death? Because not only do we not have Rick, but Andrea is replaced by Michonne. So, one theory that recently came around is that this death will be actually given to Connie, which means that Rick will be replaced by Daryl and Andrea will be replaced by Connie. As far as big deaths go, this was one of the biggest deaths we saw in the comic book for quite a long time. So does it really make sense to give that to Connie, who is not really a big character? Maybe. I mean, they have been remixing a lot of stuff, so maybe they give it to her, but it is underwhelming. Let's not forget that, because Andrea was a big character in the comics. You can't really compare Connie in the TV show with Andrea in the comics. But if they end up doing it, then it is what it is. But at the same time, it's still going to be an iconic death, nevertheless. But with that said, if they are really giving this to Connie, and Rick is going to be replaced by Daryl in this case, and Andrea by Connie, then the only way for this to work is for Connie and Daryl to have a relationship, much like Rick and Andrea did in the comics. Now, of course, you might say, that's ridiculous. That's not going to work because Andrea and Rick's relationship in the comics was a lot more mature and a lot different. And you're absolutely right. But what I'm saying is for them to make it work by giving it to Connie, they would need to build a relationship between Daryl and Connie. They can't do it otherwise because it just wouldn't feel organic. You know what I mean? And with that said, they are not only hinting but building that relationship a little bit. Now, we don't have anything concrete yet, but we have seen a lot of hints and a lot of things, little things that do point towards that. At the end of the day, if they do give Andrea's comic death to Connie, I'll be disappointed, underwhelmed, but at the same time, I don't really see anyone else being able to get that for it to work. Unless you give it to someone like maybe Rosita and have the other person be Sadiq, or Eugene, or Father Gabriel. But at the same time, even that's underwhelming. Maybe as underwhelming as giving it to Connie. So it doesn't really make a difference. Now, the only thing that I'm confused about is that in the comics, this happened when Andrea was actually saving Eugene. And they were actually on a horse. And there was a horde following them that trapped them. And obviously one of them got Andrea. So that is interesting. And I bring this up because we have never seen Connie really ride the horse. She could have, I may be not remembering, but we haven't really seen anything like that. So it would seem a little bit out of nowhere for them to show Connie just with a horse coming to save someone and getting bit or something. So they might actually need to not only remix who gets that death, but remix the entire death itself in terms of how it happens. The aftermath could still be more or less the same if they want to follow from the comic book. I am very interested to know everyone's opinions. What do you guys think about the theory that Andrea's comic death will be given to Connie? And do you think that's underwhelming or not? And if you think that is underwhelming and you don't think it fits, who is a better candidate to get that death? That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for daily uploads.